Welcome to another edition of Court TV. Wait a minute. It's not Court TV. It's the nightly news. But Ted, our entire nation is enthralled with these Murdaugh murders down in South Carolina. Everyone's watching it. I know the minute we put the headline up that Ted Nugent speaks on the Murdaugh murders, a lot of those people are going to transition over here to see what the Motor City Madman has to say, what's going on there. Ted, first of all, have you watched any of it? And what's your take on what's going on down there in South Carolina?
You know, if nothing else, I'm a man of priorities, Keith, and I make sure that I maximize the positive energy of my daily gift from God 24 hours a day. So, yes, I have bumped into it because I do check out the television so I can keep abreast of current events. But I do not dwell on that type of television. I don't dwell on that specific court proceeding. However, my observations cling to truth, logic, and common sense. And if there is a reasonable doubt, I always cling to the battle cry of American freedom and justice, innocent till proven guilty. But boy, there is a military term. In fact, it's a rock and roll military term, cluster whack. I've never seen such a cluster whack. The guy is a punk. The guy is a thief. The guy is a liar. He's finally admitting that. And that is a real scourge in America where you can't trust people in the banking community. Of course, only the guilty need to feel guilty. True. In the court world, in the justice world, in the law enforcement world, and in the attorney world. I mean, I love some of my attorney friends that fight for truth, justice, and the American way, which, Keith, you and your team do. And I salute you for that. But boy, picking an attorney that you can trust nowadays, especially in charge of finance, is a landmine field of grave concern and danger in the United States of America. So I'm glad that the truth is coming out that this Murdaugh punk is a liar and a thief and a scammer and virtually untrustworthy. And I think he should go to jail for the rest of his life just for stealing from hardworking Americans, especially some of his victims who were special needs victims. And they trusted this guy. And this guy violated the most important relationship in mankind, and that is trust. Now, regarding whether he's guilty of murder or not, he is an attorney. He knows the tricks. He knows the maneuvers. He knows the imagery to project. He is projecting that imagery to cast doubt on the prosecution. And that's the fear I have. I cling to the justice system that proved Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. That's my justice system. I cling to the justice system when real evidence is brought into the court proceedings, all of the evidence, no limited evidence, no limited information. And many people have gone to jail for crimes they did not commit because the court system is untrustworthy in many instances where they don't allow mitigating evidence to enter the proceedings. So my hope runs eternal. Once again, I'm so positive I can hardly stand myself. So innocent till proven guilty, but already everybody knows by his own testimony, the guy is a royal punk. I think he might be a member of the Joe Biden family, the way he's coming on.
And, and I want to kind of make that parallel, but I can't let you off of the Murdaugh murder trial without just one simple answer, Ted. If you were on the jury and you had to give your verdict based on what you've seen to date, knowing that you wouldn't do this lightly if you were actually on the jury, guilty or not guilty as Ted Nugent sees it today?
I don't want to contradict my innocent till proven guilty mantra. However, based on that inquiry from my friend Keith Mark, guilty.
Okay. Now, do you see value in these public court TV trials on a large scale, actually bringing truth, justice, and the light to these situations? And do you think such a proceeding would be beneficial? We talked about Dr. Fauci yesterday. If everything came out on live court TV for America to see what really went on, Hunter Biden and his laptop, do you think those are the type of trials America deserves to see, Ted? Last word.
Absolutely. I'm familiar with one of the most divisive trials in the history of the world, the Los Angeles Police Department being tried, beating on Rodney King. The jury saw the whole video of Rodney King attacking the officers in a vicious, deadly, life-threatening manner. But the media only showed the footage that showed Rodney King being beat. Harlan Braun was the attorney in Los Angeles against the LAPD from the limited video shown to the world of Rodney King being beat. The LAPD was innocent. They were doing everything in their power not to kill Rodney King. They were trying to subdue him and arrest him, and he was doing what so many idiots do, resisting violently, jeopardizing life and limb. The original officer on the scene was a young lady officer who Rodney could have cut in half just with his bare hands. So that is a perfect example. O.J. Simpson not being a perfect example. Kyle Rittenhouse being a perfect example. But if we can expose the court proceedings and watch the most important element of all in our court system, and that is the scamming and the manipulation by prosecuting attorneys who just want numbers. They just want wins. They're not really looking for justice. They're looking for a win. So it's a mark on the stock of their legal rifle that they can move forward politically. So these are the lessons to be learned. I think that court proceedings should be public. And I think we need to watch what's going on, because when we see manipulation and dishonesty and deceit and scamming going on in the courtroom, most people, everybody I know, can see honesty versus manipulation. So I think live public court proceedings are very important. I think live public court conclusions and the hanging in the town square therefrom should also be public.
Great points. Now, yesterday, Ted, you mentioned, the Chinese government basically trying to take over all aspects of America. Tomorrow night, I want to talk to you about Chinese entities buying American farmlands. Governor Kristi Noem, she tried to put a stop to that up in South Dakota. Unfortunately, that bill was blocked, and you'll never guess what entities blocked it. We'll tackle that issue tomorrow night right here on the Nightly Nooch.
Yowza.